We are the weirdos, mister.
In a move that did not surprise me, The Winchesters has been canceled after only one season. One season of The Winchesters, and it is canceled. Sorry for the slurs. I've had 2 margaritas. You're welcome. Listen, let me just tell you, I knew from jump that this wasn't gonna pan out. And I am not a doom sayer. I'm not like someone who doesn't want things to do well. I love Jensen Ackles, all right? I wanted him to succeed. I have loved Jensen Ackles since his days on Days of Our Lives. Yes, that's right. I'm a soap opera watcher. I saw him on that show, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I think he's married to the actress that was on there. Listen, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say something if I'm not positive of it. Just kidding. I think he's married to her. Editing me, let us know.
You're wrong. He's not. Carry on.
Anyway, the point is, I was not surprised that the show was canceled, and I did not watch it. And so, as someone who didn't watch it and is not surprised that it was canceled, let me just tell you why I think the show was canceled. First and foremost, let's just get very, very real about this situation, okay? We already saw John and Mary's stories. There were 15, count them, 15, 5 seasons of Supernatural. And in those 15 seasons, we were able to see the love story of Mary and John. So the first thing that they messed up, in my opinion, is that they weren't able to, for whatever reason, get the exact same actors who played Mary and John in all of the show, right? Like, these people weren't exactly the same. So you already have that going against you. But like, let's be very real in that we all already saw their love story. Like, there was no reason for me to watch the show because I already saw their love story. And if you are a diehard Supernatural fan like I am, a thing that many of us didn't want was any continuity issues, right? Because I'm still, to this day, I'm in my, 3rd, 5th, 7th, we're not gonna talk about it, watch of Supernatural, the show. A thing I didn't want was for the show to cause any continuity issues for me. And by that, I mean, I did not want to watch the Winchesters and be like, that's not how it happened. And I think that a lot of people who are Supernatural fans, like diehard, hardcore Supernatural fans, felt the same way. So the second thing is, because we'd already seen it, we did not want it ruined. That's parte dos. The second reason that show did not succeed is because those who watch and rewatch and enjoy watching over and over again Supernatural did not want the OG tramped upon. Trampled. We'll say trampled. That makes me feel better for reasons. But trampled on with like new lore. Even if there wasn't new lore, we were just terrified that there would be and that it would mess with the continuity issues. You know, so a lot of people were just like not interested in watching The Winchesters starring Mary and John. Because let me tell you something. Let's be very real about what Mary became in the show. Listen, you can get mad at me if you want to, but I'm about to drop like a medium truth bomb. I literally cared not for Mary. When they brought her back, when Amara was like, oh, I got you a gift, and it was Mary, the way that my spirit, like, I was furious. I'm still not gonna forget being like watching the show and like literally screaming at the screen. When Mary appeared, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was so angry. I don't know how many other people felt that way, but I was literally like livid. I was just like, why did you bring her back? No one wanted her back. Because here's the thing about Supernatural. One of the things that made the show strong, in my opinion, obviously you can have yours, we'll discuss it in the comments below, but let's be respectful. The thing about Mary is that she was great as a concept. And by that, I mean, the idea that she existed, she was a concept that brought about like the brothers coming together. She was a concept that brought about John being a hunter. She was fantastic as a concept. Now, as a person, she sucked. Like, I'm so sorry. And I get why she sucked though, because she wasn't written well, in my opinion. But two, you can't bring someone back who was obviously living in heaven, all right, enjoying her time, being like, this is nice. I'm so glad I'm in heaven. This is great. Thank you. You can't bring her back. Oh my God, bitch. I'm getting bampy. You can't bring her back and then expect all of the viewers of the show to be like ecstatic that she's not only back, but like she was in heaven. She was having a nice time. Why would you, it reminds me of Buffy. Right? Like, as much as I wanted the show to continue, I still to this day don't like that they brought her back. I kind of wish that they had like another Slayer in a good way, which I know it's very difficult to make that kind of shit survive. Like, I get it, but like, there was something really sad about it. Like, she served her purpose. She did what she came to do. And then like, still, she wasn't free. She was chilling in heaven, having a nice time, and then pushed back into the earth. And I hated that, right? And so I had the same sensation when it came to bringing Mary back. Like, I didn't appreciate that she came back because I was like, I did not want her back. I wanted Bobby. I wanted their real parents. Because let's get real. Sam was a literal baby when Mary disappeared. Not disappeared. Let me be truthful. Sam was a literal baby when Mary was burned alive on the ceiling of his baby room. Okay, I'll be fair. So like, I don't see any reason why he would be like, oh my God, aside from like wanting to get to know your mom, I don't see why he would have such attachment to her. Okay. So we already have that aspect where I was like, I don't get it, because like, she wasn't even there. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So they bring her back only for her to end up like just fucking shit up. It's like she caused Jack to lose his shit, right? Let's remember this. She caused Jack to lose his shit and get a little wacky, a little weird, to where she was like, stop it. And then what happened? Jack accidentally killed her. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. But Jack did not. I'm going to say this because like, I'm not even a huge fan of Jack. I initially kind of liked his thing, and then I just wasn't into it. Like, I just felt like, all right, I guess. But Jack was like not purposefully trying to like murder her. He didn't know. She was trying to kill him because she felt like he was doing some fucked up shit. It is what it is, right? So like, that already wasn't good. And then listen. I'm about to get angry. I'm trying to calm myself down by putting in a really cute like pink inner eye corner and like surviving. That's what we do. If they hadn't ended the show the way that they did, this is reason 3 that the Winchesters didn't survive. Personally, I think that the way that they ended the show, the series finale, did a lot of the viewers dirty as shit, right? When you quite literally have all of this time, and I do mean like all of this time, with which to end the show, right? I don't understand why they didn't see the episode before last with this ending. As like the perfect way to go. Like, I don't understand why they didn't leave it there. Instead they, and I've said this before in another video, which is somewhere. I have no idea. I don't know if it's on this channel or not. I don't know what channel I put it on. Who cares? The point is, I don't understand how they thought that was to like move into, oh, well, Dean dies. No, thank you. We didn't want that. And Sam has to continue to live his life. Again, no, thank you. We didn't want that. And then they meet together in heaven. No, thank you. We didn't want that. We didn't want any of that. And they were like, no, this is what we're giving you. And we were like, no. So they did us dirty on the series finale, and you can't do your viewers in such a dirty way and then expect them to show up for a new show. Like, that's it. So I think that when you add all of that together, it means that you have a show that cannot survive, because you're not going to get new viewers to the extent that you need them, and you're not going to get old viewers to participate. In order for old viewers to participate, you would have had to tell a story that hadn't been told before. Period. Point blank. That's it. So my opinion is what Jensen should have done was retconned the final episode. All right?
I'm so proud of you, Sam. You know that.
And use the episode prior. And what he should have done, because this would have been a watchable show, was to be able to incorporate somehow, some way, in which even if Dean didn't have like some magical, I'm looking into the viewfinder because I'm going to use that to do this. Bitch. All right. So even if Dean hadn't had some grand romance, what they should have done is use that to either have Dean having an illegitimate son who was looking for his family, etc., because some weird happenings were going on in his life, or they could have had grown Ben, coming back, because time moves differently with a show like Supernatural, right? So you could have had grown Ben come back, running into Sam's son, whom was already kind of fighting the demons at bay, keeping them at bay, doing all of the things, these lashes are so fucking long, and I never have the sense to cut them when I decide to use them. That's a fault of my own. It's not the fault of the lash, but like, I should have some sense sometimes, and I just don't. Anyways, and had that like be a situation where you're bringing the Winchesters back, and the brothers Winchester specifically, but it would be new brothers, and we could like have them go on adventures as the Winchesters. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they would go and they would like do adventurous shit, and they'd be like, and it would be them like learning to be brothers, because they haven't been brothers this entire time. However, now they are, because of circumstances and learning more and more about what their parents did. In fact, it would have been great if they were like kind of the impression that the things that their parents had told them, their fathers specifically, were just like campfire tales, but now they're realizing like, holy shit, this was real. Do you see what I'm saying? And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, my dad was really a demon hunter. Like, my dad was really out here. And let's also bring Crowley back into this mix. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's bring Crowley back. So I think that would have been more interesting if they had retconned it and then brought it back. I just think that you can't retell a story that's already been told. Obviously, that's my opinion. If you're a Supernatural fan, let me know. But like, I really do think that like, because they had quite literally from start to finish told the story of John and Mary, and I mean like every ounce of it. Like, this is the thing, if there were holes in it, if they hadn't shown us everything, I think we as an audience would have been like far more excusing of them using them, but you can't do that. Like, I think that just generally we all kind of looked and were like, we not only literally watched how they fell in love, but we also got to see like how Mary ends up making a decision anyway. Even knowing how the future's gonna come, she still makes the decision to like be with him and make the deal, because she makes a deal. Like, the whole reason that the yellow-eyed demon is there is because she makes a deal. So like, she still ends up making the deal. She still ends up doing everything exactly the way that she did it, even knowing the outcome. And to me, that says a lot. To me, that says honestly everything. I feel like you can't have a show that tells us like, we already saw it, and then like, what are you going to tell us that's different and or new, boo? Like, nothing. That's what I thought. We all thought that. We were like, yeah, this is not going to be any different. Like, it's going to be the same thing. So I'm not going to tune in to watch a show that's going to tell me a story that I've already seen. Like, I'll liken it this way. You can tell the story of Cinderella multiple times, right? The thing about telling the story of Cinderella multiple times is that it will always be the story of Cinderella. Whether you tell it like the Drew Barrymore way or the Hilary Duff way. It's always going to be the story of Cinderella, and telling a different version of it changes nothing because it's always going to be the story of Cinderella. However, in a story such as this, or if you're a Marvel fan, you know, there are certain things, certain aspects of characters that if you decide you're going to tell a different version of it, that is nowhere. Transformers, for instance, what you're going to end up with is a story that doesn't make sense because it's not part of the lore. So I think that, and this is obviously just my opinion, people who would have watched it, like diehard Supernatural fans like myself, didn't watch it because we'd already seen that story. If they had done what I suggested previously, which is the retcon story where you just start from the episode before the series finale, I really think that you could have been doing something with that. Because then you could be telling a tale that hadn't been told before. You could have new Winchester brothers fighting new blood, because we knew, like, at the end, you're finding out, like, oh, there's new God. But what if something happened to new God, i.e. Jack? What if the whole reason that the brothers are together again, the new brothers, is because their fathers have suddenly disappeared along with new God, and the whole thing is them, like, trying to figure out what happened and realizing that the stories that their parents had told them this entire time were actually reality. And I think that that would have been a watchable show. But just trying to tell the story of Mary and John, baby, I don't think that, I knew it wasn't gonna work. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I'm sad for everybody who worked on the show. I'm sad for Jensen Ackles because I think that he's very talented. It's very hard to get out of soap opera acting, BT dubs. It actually very much is. But I'm gonna say that as an avid lover of Supernatural, I just think that they made a mistake in who they chose to represent for the Winchesters. If they had chosen to just, like, go a retcon way, or even if they didn't want to retcon it, at least go from a way like where Ben has the last name of Winchester, and then we end up finding out that Lisa really wasn't telling the truth. Ben really truly was Dean's son, and he comes to find his brothers, and then they end up on all these hijinks and adventures and apocalypse that they have to stop. That would have been watchable, and most of us, you know, Supernatural fans would have been there for it. But to rehash the story of Mary and John, none of us cared. We didn't even care when Mary came back. Most of us, I think, didn't want her to come back, and I feel like if you're like me, every time there was a storyline that involved her, you're like, bitch, I'm good, thank you. All right, well, let me know what you think in the comments. My description box is empty as per usual, and I will see you on one of these channels that I have. Peace.